especially for Mustard, who is one match away from finishing. So we have World 6 leading off again. This is what led off in the first race, and let's see if World 6 is a little nicer to them this time. It was vicious the last time. So far, the answer is no. The pipe takes them way out in 6F2, so they're going to have to play this world the long way, and they lead off with 5-7, which is a lot better than what they led off with the last time, which was 7-8. Caused them all kinds of problems. TapatioJ in particular had some trouble with 7-8, died twice in that level. Alright, so they're through the first level and we are off. Mustard gets a early hammer bro. TapatioJ finds 5-3, and he is going to take a death here. I think Mustard took a hammer. Nice. TapatioJ is going to try 6-3, and yes, as chat says, much more manageable. Third hand stage. Much easier to deal with than 5-3, and faster, which is just as, if not more so important. 5-3 can be a real bear if you get a bad enemy set. We got a Frog Mario for both of them. HUmanMustard couldn't be happier right now. The Frog Mario is his expertise, if you will. And our first fort of the night is Super Tank. First 4 levels we've seen so far are all from the second half of the game. That's interesting. TapatioJ taking an intentional damage boost there. Get out of being Frog Mario. So Mustard is going to go with the Frog Swag, and he actually picked a good level to use it for. This is one of the 8 lost levels in the game. And the second half of this level is underwater, so this will make him go a little bit faster than TapatioJ. Mustard's spirit animal is Frog Mario, according to the chat, and yes, it is. If he were running this tournament, this would be this would be permanent Frog Mario. I assure you of that. So he had, unfortunately, lost his spirit animal on his way out of the level, but still made good use of it all the same. TapatioJ in the second half of the level now. Mustard dealing with the second hammer, bro. What's he going to get this time? A cloud. That is not unwelcome at all. Useful for bad levels, or, you know, just trying to get through a potential bottleneck. So Mustard finds 4-5 with a boss bass. Not exactly what you want to see, but he'll make do. Chat pointing out that yes, Hammer Bros will be important in bracket play because again, the end cards will be turned off for bracket play. And hammers do not break locks either, so we're taking 2 of the training wheels off, so to speak. TapatioJ opted to try 6-6, which is 3-9. So, about even as far as levels are concerned. Nice block play by TapatioJ, getting rid of the blooper and Big Bird at the same time. Mustard's at 4-2. No problem. Sails through it. A little trouble getting out of the pipe to get through the pipe there. TapatioJ going to take on the last set of Hammer Bros. I think we'll give him the cloud. The other one I think had the music box. So we got our first. Speaking of end card, we have our first end card of the night, and a couple of stars triggered a extra life there. Not a lot in terms of offense right now. Good level skipping items, that's for sure, but nothing that's going to give them insurance policy, they run into a really nasty level they can't get around yet. TapatioJ getting Fire Mario. Mustard's in the Navy. No, I'm not singing. We reserve that for people who can sing or are enthusiastic about singing. I am neither. More levels where Frog Mario would come in handy. 4-4. TapatioJ using P-Speed strats and is sailing through Navy. Mustard most of the way through 4-4. Thought it was in the contract to sing. Considering I'm running this tournament, I created the contract and there was definitely no proviso in there requiring you to sing. Or anybody to sing. TOJ gonna try, oh boy. Mustard has found 7-5 with an angry sun. He has no interest whatsoever in playing this, and I don't blame him. We'll try his luck with 6-9 and gets 3-5 instead, so more swimming this world. It was in the third revision that all announcers have to sing Section 1, Article 42. Yeah, well, I declare it null and void. Mustard's done with 3-5. TapatioJ's done with 4-4. So we got a one-stage difference right now between our runners. TapatioJ is going to see 7-5 and probably take another intentional death. Well, he's trying to, but that Koopa's not making it easy. So 3F1 is the sixth, is the final fort, and Mustard is going to try and get a star kill on Boom Boom, though he's mistimed his door entry, so he's not going to get it, as it turns out. It's unfortunate. Always like a good star kill on Boom Boom, but his movement was a little imprecise there. Nonetheless, he will carry on and get through this. Now, 7-5 with Boss Pass is worse because he respawns. At least with the Sun, you get rid of him once. That's it. You're done with him. Mustard finds the world's 6th airship. That's a Fred, and but it's a one-hit Lemmy, so all is forgiven, I suppose. Like about 820 for Mustard. I was like, having said that, the Sun can be a real problem if you have to go, if you are forced to use the bottom route and create a bridge. Because that's usually where he pops up, so it's good to have a shell to get rid of him if you're going down. So about a 45-50 second difference between our runners going into World 5. So that hammer they picked up is going to be quite useful. 5-1 leads off with Quicksand. Ooh, Mustard getting caught in the vortex, so he'll have to do that again. So a 1 minute difference between our runners through the first world as TapatioJ finishes off Lemmy. Mustard going back for the card. Good idea. Got one match. 2 matches. So he's cleared out the flowers. the 1-ups. 4 matches, so pretty good job by Mustard. Got the hammer suit out of the deal, but doesn't look like he got a whole lot else. Now, Mustard's in 7-2. So he's got Raccoon Mario, so this will make the level much faster by comparison. Tapatio should know the P-Speed threats though, so if he decides to go for it, he's got that in his back pocket. So TapatioJ continuing on card. There's his 1-up. He's gonna get the 1-up match there. So he'll have to come back for that one. Got his hammer suit. It's like 1-ups are given hammer suits. TapatioJ getting Fire Mario, but no luck with P-Speed strats. Thought he knew them, but maybe he's not comfortable using them right now. 5-3, 1-6. Pretty straightforward for Mustard. Stops to get a star along the way. I think he was hoping for a leaf so he could fly over this and not have to take conveyor, but such as it is. So the 1-stage gap continues for our runners on their way to the tower. They have a hammer, so they're going to be able to skip a large chunk of World 5, 3 levels to be precise. Ooh, TapatioJ. He got caught by the giant hammer bros. He's going to do this again. He's going to have to wait to do this again because he's got to play 1-6 first. Not going to find much help from the power-ups, fortunately, because they're... Okay, there's a mushroom. The tower, I don't think I mentioned this in the last run because, well, the tower never came up. The tower is one of 4 levels that can never be randomized, the others being the 2 Piranha stages in World 7, and of course Bowser's Castle. They will always be what they are. TapatioJ gonna try again. This time he takes care of the Hammer Bros, no problem. And Mustard has found 7F1, aka Fort Knox. Fortunately, he does not have the ability to fly right now. So he will have to do this, have to take the long way, unfortunately for him, so it's an extra 20 to 25 seconds. TapatioJ's finished off the Hammer Bros on his way up. Mustard finishing up Fort Knox. Ibooba 7 indicating that Mustard will be guy to beat this tourney. He will be one of them, that is for sure. Regardless if he finishes undefeated or not, he is a practiced veteran of this randomizer and is well trained in many of its idiosyncrasies. Another lost level for Mustard, has no problem. Took a hit, unfortunately, but such as it is. Some might say Ibooba 7 is someone to beat in this tourney. After all, Ibooba did finish 8-0 in the group play, and will be lurking at a very high seed for sure. Mustard finishing the card, and we have another undefeated player in our midst. Amorietta is an 8-0 player. She will be someone to watch out for sure. This bracket in the bracket stages. You don't get to 8-0 by accident. Me? Ibooba? As someone to watch? Nah. But thanks for thinking so. Thanks for thinking that. TapatioJ getting a little swag there with the Tanuki suit. Nicely done. Mustard on his way to the World 3 airship. TapatioJ gonna stop to take care of Mr. Hammer Bro. TapatioJ switches out of the Tanuki suit for a flower. A 5-hit Roy Koopa. Mustard is out at 1544, so we've had 2 of the longest worlds already in World 6 and 5. So you figure it's got to get shorter from here, right? TapatioJ should be able to start running through the card here. He's got most of it figured out. Once was a toad from Nantucket. Leave the rest to your imagination. So we have World 2 now, which can be a pretty quick level world if you have hammers. Unfortunately, they already used it, so that means they're going to have to play this through, and leading off World 2 is 8-1. Which is not a level you particularly want to see, because it can be tricky with the randoed enemies and just being overall difficult to begin with platforming. HUmanMustard, again with the star, finds himself in front of 7-1, but well, he was well worth the wait. He first tries the clipping through 7-1 and makes that look real easy. Question in chat: has doing Randomizer helped improve your vanilla runs? And Ibuba doesn't think so, and I tend to agree with him. I mean, it's good practice to know the levels and how they operate, but speed running Mario 3 vanilla is not at all the same as doing a randomizer, because Mario 3 is very, very movement based and timing based. And it's like playing classical music and then switching to jazz. It's two completely different but very valid styles of play. The two do not go well together. It may help you from a superficial standpoint in terms of, helping you know the game better, but at the final analysis, you still have to be able to learn the route and learn the specific style of the game. 3-4 is down for Mustard. TapatioJ, not quite first try, but still a very solid run through of 7-1. Mustard's found 7-7 with an angry sun. TapatioJ underway in 5F1. Still a couple of stages behind Mustard right now. Mustard has no interest in the end card. He's already gotten everything he needs out of it. So, Mustard's going to 2-4, which is 7-4. Almost finished here. There it is. TapatioJ has cleared the card and finds that it isn't really given a whole lot today. This almost all of the water stages. I think we've pretty much seen all of them. I think the only one we haven't seen at this point is Gulp, Atlantis. There's a hammer. Mustard's wishing, why wasn't that here like ages ago? Finishing off World 2 is 3-2, and Mustard with his frog suit might actually get some pretty good mileage out of this. Got through about half the stage with it before giving it up, but Frogmaster Mustard, yes indeed. That is unquestionably his unchallenged claim in the world of Mario 3 Rando. He is the Frogmaster. The World 7 airship now. TapatioJ also going 2-4 instead of 2-5. We welcome the creator of the Mario 3 Rando, F. Coughlin, to the chat. Stop taking notes. Stop thinking of ways to torture us here. 2206 for Mustard on the wand grab. Jay almost finished with 2-4. More Godfather advice from King about keeping your Goombas closer. So World 3 is next. Is this going to be World 3 or World... not... no, but they do have a hammer, so that's going to speed this up a little bit. Mustard having to deal with double Fire Bros, but luckily he had a power-up coming to him, so he's able to dispatch them. So we'll see. Is this a validated play, or is he going to have to do more exploring? He's going to have to do more exploring, but luckily he's not hammer-locked again, so he just has 2 levels and a fort to deal with. Starting with 6-3. So Mustard has been very, very strong through this run so far. He has not made any real outright mistake, and has been very polished in his play. He had some moments in Race 1 where he had a few major hiccups, and that allowed Tapatio to stay within range, but in this race so far he's been extremely on point. 6-9 now. TapatioJ just about done with Morton. 24-20 for Tapatio, so he's about a little over 2 minutes behind going into World 4. Put the Hammer Bros to sleep and go into 6F3, aka Carpet Fort. Not a God World 3, but not too terrible, though Mustard's having a little trouble trying to get through that damage list. TapatioJ is going to play his hammer here, as expected. No problem with the Hammer Bros with the car. Mustard on his way to the halfway point of this. See how evil Wendy is this time. She was pretty neat. She was pretty evil in race 1. 5 hits with the Quake ability. TapatioJ lost the handle on the platform and takes a dip in 6-3. That's unfortunate. Do that again. It's a thick Wendy again, but only a 2-hitter this time. And Mustard flies up and grabs the wand off screen, so he'll save about 2.5 seconds there. TapatioJ this time gets it right and flies through. TapatioJ going back for another round on the cards. Looks like he got the same card set again, so he is going to help himself to those items. Mustard, meanwhile, is doing his navigation through Pipeland. Fortunately, it's not quite as generous in this flag set as it is in flag set Tourney Flags 2. Mustard is leading off 7-2, which is 1-5. Gonna hope that the pipe there will take him somewhere good. TapatioJ, if he guesses correctly, could end up with a route divergence that could give him a chance to get back in the lead here. We shall see. It's all going to depend on where these pipes take him. And, well, looks like 7-1 is the answer right now, or at least it's going to give him forward progress. Mustard had to remember which pipe he originally started from. And he was not correct. He's going to have to go back to the right a little bit. So Tapatio's got a chance to actually catch up here, but it's unlikely he's going to go for a route divergence here. Unless he really feels he's extremely far behind and needs something big. 7-1's 2-5. Mustard having a little trouble taking damage here. Tapatio took a little bit of damage there, but luckily it's not fatal. So he remains a little over 2 minutes behind at 28-14. Okay, so this is not a pretty picture. 7-3, which will lead to 7-4 or 7-5. So what's it gonna be? 7-4 or 7-5? 5-1 right now. If he wanted, he could have gone for P-Wing and tried to see if there's anything good in the behind the in the hidden item spot. As expected, Tapatio is gonna play. Excuse me. He's going the same route as Mustard just because it makes sense. Just because we want to see what's immediately available. Mustard's in 6-7. Auto scroller turned off. That was 7-5, so what's behind the 7-5 pipe? Well, it's a free pipe check, because he got the one-frame window to skip Piranha Plant. That's good. The answer is... well, that's not it. So now he's got a choice. Play 7-4-1 and 7-6 to see if that pipe is it, and he is. And it's 8-4. Yeah. Interesting he wouldn't decide to play 7-4 first, but that's another pipe run, so maybe he figures it's worth the aggravation just to do this instead. TapatioJ's done with 2-5, excuse me. Mustard gets the 1 cycle on the P switch and takes an intentional damage boost to get through that, and takes care of Boom Boom and no trouble. So Mustard is actually going back to play the Piranha stage. I'm a little surprised by this. I thought we would have done that before going to 7F1 rather than after, but okay. Mustard, so TapatioJ is also going to take 7-5 instead of 7-4. Mustard, somewhat validated by his decision, gets another cloud. I believe that's third. Mustard is not going the right way. Okay, Mustard's going back to 7-4 now. Or no, he's not. Mustard's got a 50-50 shot here. 7-4 or 7-6. Cloud over 7-4 and hope this doesn't put him in the box. Unfortunately, it does, and he doesn't have a hammer, so he just wasted a cloud there. That's unfortunate. He's got to play 7-4 now for real, and it's 6-4, so okay. TapatioJ does not like what he sees there. He's going back. TapatioJ is making a big-time gamble here. Skips the fort altogether, and he's actually going to end up being correct. He is in another loss level. So this is quite a gamble by TapatioJ, and it's actually going to be paying off in spades because there's no other fort, no other pipe it can be. Mustard clouded over the loss level and is in 7-8 and gets 3-3. So, an unfortunate cloud use has actually brought the race pretty much back to about a half a stage at this point between the two. Nice damage boost there by TapatioJ. He's trying to hold on to his P speed. Fortunately, ran into too much water there. Yeah. 7-9 is 5-4 with an angry sun lurking in the background. Not sure what he's so angry about, but you know, what are you gonna do? After this, we only have worlds 1 and 4 left, and we have not seen any hammers lately, so this could be a long world 1 and 4 for our runners, unless they pick up something really good real quick. Mustard is about 3/4 of a stage ahead of, ooh, TapatioJ. I don't know if that was intentional or not. That's unfortunate regardless. He's got a P-wing, so yes, I'm thinking it was intentional. He's going to try and go for skips here, make this level a little faster. Good idea. Fortunately, lost his P-wing, but still sped that level up by about 10 to 15 seconds. He's got to stay alive now because it took one more hit than he probably would have intended. Mustard's in the Piranha stage. Second Piranha stage. It's a mushroom. And we're in the World 2 airship. TapatioJ Give themselves a mushroom before going into the second piranha stage. Got a high-jumping Ludwig today. 3 hits, so he's a tough one, too. Needed 4 hits to get rid of him. So a long World 7 for Mustard, 35-26. And TapatioJ is right back in this. He's only going to be about 30 seconds behind. We go into either World 1 or 4 next. King having a Wizard of Oz moment. $35-37 for TapatioJ, so this is close. No hammer. They got a cloud from Bowser or the King, masquerading as the king, as the princess. So that's helpful, but really would have liked a hammer, I think. Maybe if the fort is 1 fort, maybe they can get a hammer from that. No problem in 6A, pretty generous enemy set. 2-1. Popular level for Boss Bass, though not today. Of slowing down a little bit before going into getting his card. He doesn't want a 5-up at this point. He's got 16 lives, and it's slower to get that 5-up. No 1 fort item, unfortunately. We have 3F2, aka H2O fort. And Mustard has found the lost level of Atlantis. And like any sane human being, if you don't have to, you do not play Atlantis. Actually, he's going to use both of his clouds here and just skip right along to the end here and just take on the hammer, bro. Good idea. There's a hammer. TapatioJ, if he has 2 clouds, and I think he does, he may opt to do the same thing, and oh yeah. And we have another Fred, the World 1 airship in World 1. Oh, he only has 1 cloud, so he has to play 1-6, unfortunately. But, and of course it's 7-8, which caused him a lot of trouble in the last seed. That's 7. So Mustard grabbed the wand at 38, 55. So he's going to have about a 1-minute lead going into World 7. Really hope for Tapatio's sake he doesn't decide to put the hammer bro to sleep again. He's going to miss out on a hammer. Okay, I think he was considering it, but luckily he didn't have any music boxes. So, free pass right on to skipping the first half of World 7. Or World 4, excuse me. It is World 7, but you get what I mean. Mustard is not interested in playing the card game. He's just going to take his 2 misses and move on. TapatioJ dealing with a thick Larry, but only a 2-hit Larry this time. So he gets his wand at 39.58. So a 63-second difference between our runners. Mustard has found one fort. And he will be going for the item, which is faster than playing this fort through normally. And what does he get? A star. That'll go nicely with the hammer suit he picked up earlier. So 4-4 is 3-8. We got an intriguing anchor from the princess. Does anyone remember how that fort goes normally? Yes, incredibly we do, because there are circumstances where it is beneficial to play it normally. And sometimes you just don't have the item for it. Mustard is going to give himself a star and just run through these hammer bros. Mustard is not interested in fighting Hammer Bros at this point. He's just going to go on to 1-3, which again has a hidden item at the end here, and I think he's going to skip it, to be honest, especially with that enemy set. TapatioJ is actually putting the Hammer Bros to sleep. I think it would have been better to wait after 4-4, but okay, fine. And there's a cloud. Little late for that, unfortunately. It might have utility in World 8, but it's pretty unlikely. 8, so 2F. TapatioJ has no clouds. He gets 7-6. Not what he wanted to see, and has P-Wings, but I don't think he's going to want to take an intentional death here just to do that. Try and Subpixel just jump through that, and gets it. I think that was 5th or 6th try. So nicely done by TapatioJ, staying about a stage behind right now of HUmanMustard as we come to the final airship, World 5. So, oh, TapatioJ lost his footing and takes a death at Air Force. That's unfortunate, because now he's going to have to be really careful, because he might end up getting a forced Hammer Bro draw as a result. 43.05 for Mustard. Come to the final world, and World 8 can be really good or really long. It's going to entirely depend on the routing, and as it did in an earlier race last week between Paradox and the Haxor, it could come down to Handbridge. We all remember Paradox sailing across the Handbridge untouched not once, but twice. What is probably, I would say, the most unlikely thing to happen beating out Amorietta's, I think, 7 straight hands in her first race. 44-14 for Tapatio. So Mustard is behind on the top side of the dark area, which is not bad. He finished 4F1 here. He's going to get 3 straight type checks. No further than 2. Mustard taking the bottom route today. TapatioJ underway in 5A. He's about 2 stages behind right now, so he needs a hand bridge basically to swing this race around. Nice fire kill on Lakitu. Okay, the first pipe takes him behind Navy, so that's not a problem. That's not going to be an issue. So next. Okay, no hammer, so we can't break that lock. The anchor is just Super Mario, fortunately, nothing special there. So this could be 8182 required, where the cloud actually will have use, maybe. Well, not just yet. First, do a little pipe check. You're gonna play Air Force, see if we can get anything out of that. You can avoid the hand bridge. You at 100% at all costs avoid the hand bridge. 5-2. Ooh, Mustard I think overshot the B-speed play and trying to go for the glitch unlock classic. That didn't quite work. Alright, so he's going to check the pipe that Mustard is now just learning about. So there, got a little high and by there from our runners. So this is where it's going to come down to. Is it 8182 or is hand bridge required? Okay, it's 8182. TapatioJ is playing 5F2. As expected. So that cloud is actually going to have use here. You can play A2, which is the 1-5 beta, and then uses cloud on 8-1. So this is definitely Mustard's race to lose at this point. Everything is syncing up very nicely for him. Tapatio really gonna need a major mistake on Mustard's part to get back into this. Cloud is on his way to the final run to Bowser. Just super tanks, whatever it is, and it is 6F1. TapatioJ has learned the truth and is now going to have to go through 2 more levels to get to Bowser. Fortunately, he has no clouds in his arsenal. He used them all up. He didn't play the Hammer Bro in World 7, in World 4, excuse me, which actually is looking like a mistake because a lot of Mustard's skill level, but I guess it is somewhat dependent on what level Tapatio is going to have to play in 8-1 as a result. A shot at a sub 50 here for Mustard. If he stays clean through Bowser, no guarantees, of course. There's Hammer, his anchor place. The final level for TapatioJ is 3-7 with the boss bass, who almost gulped him there. Now he's going to sprint his way through to the finish. Try not to take too much damage in the process. Oh, Tapatio almost got gulped and hit by the red Paragoomba. Nice job by Mustard. Showing off his swag. So it's going to be through the final corridor, 5 hammers to the head, and we are out of here. So far, so good. Mustard takes care of business, drops Bowser, and get out the GGs for HUmanMustard, who is going to complete the set with a 8-0 group play as he finishes first with an official SRL time of 49-42. While we wait for Mustard to join us, I hope, for an interview, I'm going to run through his times and see how he did for his average. Should be a pretty good time. TapatioJ finishes off Bowser, no problem. Get out the GGs for TapatioJ, who finishes with an official SRL time of 51:12. While we wait for them, please give our runners a follow. And give me a follow if you want. Let's start with these guys. Follow me if you have the time and the energy to do so. I appreciate it. I'm sure they do too. And we welcome TapatioJ to the chat. GG.
Yeah, GG.
Well, neither seed was especially nice this evening, albeit for different reasons. Like the first seed just had the worst beginning ever for you guys. Everybody suffered.
Yeah. That heck of a level to get first. I've had that happen recently, where I had that as my first level, and yeah, it's just a matter of kind of getting the timing to work for you. I kind of just jumped in there the first time. Second death was really a shame because I had gotten past that part, and then it's just a giant paratrooper there or something. Just that was annoying. I if I had got that right the first time, then I might have actually taken that first game. And I'm surprised with the second game. I thought I was doing fairly decent, but it was just kind of a longer seed, and yep, Mustard took it.
Yeah, I don't think there was really any one thing that really separated you two. He might have been just a little cleaner and a little more, I guess, composed. I don't think he died during the run.
Oh wow, yeah.
If he did, it might have been an intentional one, but otherwise, I mean, he had a little trouble in World 7, but other than that, yeah, he was really just on point, and you were able to catch up because of his World 7 mistakes, and your gamble made it very close, but he was just a little ahead, and he actually picked up a cloud in World 4 that you didn't off of one of the Hammer Bros because you put him to sleep.
Okay.
So, it's like, but still, two very good runs, and against a very good player, and perhaps you'll see each other again in the bracket stages, because I'm pretty confident you're going to be joining him likely at 6-2.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It doesn't look like my final match is going to be able to happen. Yeah, we've been trying. Hopefully it does. We still got a little bit of time here. So.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, we hope that all these matches come through, and we can get as much into the can as we can, so to speak, between now and Friday. When group play ends, and the brackets will begin on the 11th. So that'll be exciting. But yeah, and I don't know if Mustard is listening, but he finishes group play with an average time of 41 minutes, 41 seconds, which is actually only 4 seconds behind Classic Gamer 88 for average time. So he is currently in the 5 spot.
Nice.
He's looking up at classic gamer, and looking down at me, I'm 37 seconds behind him. So that's 15 of the 24 spots officially filled. I don't start tabulating them until you finish all your matches. But yeah, we've got an interesting mix of players so far, and with 9 spots left to go, and one of them will be filled in the next 40 minutes or so with One Fine Day doing his race against DLP 316 for a tiebreaker.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
Yeah, I think it's underway right now. So if you're not on Speed Gaming 3 after this, get to Speed Gaming 3 after this. It's going to be a good one. And then on Tuesday, we're going to have a 3-way tiebreaker in Group L between Dodge Master Dooley, Charlie Boy, and Dave Lindo. Will be squaring off to finish for the right to finish in second place. So lots of good stuff up ahead.
Oh yeah.
Any final thoughts before we let you go?
Yeah, sure. As always, thank you for the commentating and running the things behind the scenes, and thank you for the restreamers getting all that stuff done. Everybody for watching, I appreciate that. I wish I mean they were both, that's kind of ultimately I always I hope that they're good races. This one, a minute and a half out or so, or a little bit more, but it seemed like a goodish race. I know the first one was really close.
Yeah, the first one was definitely first race was very good.
Did Mustard have a quick kill on Bowser, or was that literally we just both had to wait him out on?
You both had to wait him out. Neither of you had what you needed.
Yeah, that was surprising considering how many items I had gotten that first game. I was really expecting to have something, and then if I don't have it right off the bat, I always check that item box right below the door. And unfortunately, that was a leaf as well. So
yeah, both of you actually did the same thing.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, me and Mustard, we've had a lot of good races between one another. It's usually either one of us wins by like a half minute or less, or he stomps me. That's basically the two things that happen. So this was close to the two. I don't know. He probably had a lead throughout, but
the second race he did. The first race it seesawed quite a bit.
Well, and I'm surprised because I felt like my beginning just kind of took me out of it right off the bat. I know everybody probably had some trouble with that first level in the first.
His problems were in 6-6. That's where he ran into the wall. But yeah, you guys were synced going into World 8.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's how that like. And there were stretches for about 2.5 minutes, I'd say overall, where you guys were either in sync or it was frames apart. So good stuff. Good stuff. Very good stuff.
Yeah. Well, so, I'll be hopefully sitting there at 6-2. I was hoping to make it 7-1, but
yeah.
So, at least I made it through. I'm glad I didn't drown in pools and hit the bracket. So
no. Absolutely. So give these two runners a follow if you haven't, like I said, and thanks all for watching. And I think most of us are gonna head to Speed Gaming 3 now to watch the Group F tiebreakers. So see you all there in the chat. Have a good night, everybody.
Later, folks.